Welcome to our quick video on in-app purchases for Android, and we'll cover Android testing and some tweaks on the development side that you need to do in order to deploy your application using in-app purchases on your Android device. Quick introduction, my name is Bruce Stewart. Here's my contact information, and we'll get right into the agenda for this video. So the agenda for the video is essentially preparing your application for implementing our plugin. We're assuming that this has been done before you get here, and you've also used the IAP controller application to maintain your products and builds. That was all covered in previous videos. So today's agenda for in-app purchases for the Android are going to be going over Appery settings, plugins that must be present, updating your billing key, loading your build to the store in beta is our suggestion, setting up your IAP properly on the Android store, debugging your application on your Android device, and then some of the testing rules that actually occur while you're on the Android store. So adjust the agenda here a little bit. So with that, we'll launch into our first section, which is Appery settings. Okay, so with that, we're going to get started on Appery settings and plugins and store setup. So first things first, let's go to your Appery settings that must be set correctly. First thing, your build number and version number. Back over here on our sample app, we're going to click on Android permissions. Android binary. And note that here's the restriction of using our plugin. You're going to need to have numeric version code and version name. So here we're using 45, a 045. It has to be 3 numbers under the version name and your version code. So also numeric 45. Back to our agenda. We're going to make sure that your other settings, you're going to turn off WinEar temporarily. So over here on General, turn off Enable WinEar debugging. None of the Android stores will take a build that is in debug mode and not in release mode. So back over to your binary, you also have to make sure that release is turned on. Once you've done those things, back over to our agenda. Plugins that have to be compiled in. Let's take a look at the plugins that need to be present in your Appery app in order for our plugin to succeed. So over on the Cordova Plugins tab, you're going to click Imported Plugins up here at the top. And here's the list. You must find app version out on the internet. And here's the link to it. Next, plugin. You'll need to compile in build info. And here's the link to build info. Next plugin. You're going to need the purchase plugin, which is at the core of all of the functionality, and you're also going to need Toast. So I'll plug both those in to the PowerPoint slide here in 1 second. So purchase and Toast, those are the last two that need to be present. So here's the purchase plugin that will need to be in. Next, we'll drop in the Toast plugin, and there's the link to the Toast plugin right there. Next, after you've brought in all the plugins, you'll need to tell the purchase plugin about your billing key, where to find that, and then you're going to need to load it into the plugin. So on your Google Play console, you'll go to Services and APIs, which is a selection on the bottom left of the screen. Once you get to your Google Play console, it's on the main menu for Google Play console. You go to Services and APIs up top here. You're going to find your licensing and in-app billing key. Here it is. You can triple click it or double click it, copy it, and then once you have your billing key and you've copied it, you're going to take it back over to Appery. So over here in the Appery farm, over where it says purchase, you're going to click options, and then you're going to where it says enter a key, you're going to type in the word billing key. Where it says value, you're going to drop in your value and then click save. Once you're done with all of those things, you're going to return to your Appery side and you're going to create a build. You're going to click export to binary APK, and you're going to let it rip, and you're going to let it go up, export, and you're going to load it to the store. So once you've set up your store listing for your product, you're going to go over to the app releases section, again on the dashboard on the Google Play console. We actually suggest you manage by uploading to beta. So we're going to go edit our release, not now, and we're going to upload your APK that you brought in earlier. You're going to find the build that you created earlier and load it to the Android store. You've likely already done all this before. This is a predecessor, though, however, to creating an in-app purchase product.
It's either okay.
After you complete, go ahead and load by pressing save. So after you complete uploading your build, you can now add in-app products. You're going to add a new in-app product by clicking Add New Product above. So we're going to do that, Add New Product. And since this is a subscription product that we're selling, we're going to click on Subscription. So of note, your product ID must match whatever you are going to put or already have put in our store simplifier. So switching over to that page real quick for our test product that we're working here, which is the plugin itself. In the store simplifier, I've actually entered Software Studio Monthly as the Android store ID. We're going to enter that in on the Android side, making sure it's exactly the same. We're going to press Continue. We're going to give it a title and a description, and I've completed the description steps. I'm going to add a sample price. Say it's $9.95 per month, and we're going to apply it. Billing period, monthly. Free trial period. We're not going to enter anything here in the trial period because we're going to let our application manage the trial. We're not going to set an introductory price, and we're going to have grace period of none. Oh, yeah, let's do none. Once we're done, we're going to click Save. And then we're going to activate it by clicking Activate. And it'll say to be activated. So bottom line, you want to get your application to a point where you've got green checkboxes next to each one of these things. After you've got the rest of the checkboxes, your store listing, your content rating, which is here, and pricing and distribution ready, and you go to your, and also your app has a release ready, then once you're in in-app products, you've completed everything like I have here, and you've done everything correctly. The magic is it should say ready to publish here, and then you're ready to begin testing. Anything less than that, you've got some items missing in any one of these 4 categories or on your product itself, which is this UI. So check your app release, make sure it's green, make sure your store listing, which is here, make sure your content rating has been, questionnaire has been completed, and make sure your pricing and distribution has been set, and then your in-app product is fully all set up. Then you're ready to begin testing. Okay, so we've set up our IAP. In terms of setting up testers, let's make sure you follow the following link, which is this is essentially the checklist of items that could possibly go wrong if you are publishing your app on the Google Play Store. So be sure and click that link. Oops, pardon me. Back to here. We're going to click this link. You're going to go to this link. Basically, bottom line is, if you're on that link, look at answer number 82. Here's some of the, here's a good checklist, etc. And also don't forget to read this bottom part. If you're looking for testing payments without actual money withdrawal, which is what we're doing, you need to add your testing account to another list of special accounts. Gmail accounts with testing access. You find that at Play Settings, Play Account Settings, not in your project. So be sure and check that out. Make sure everything is all set prior to trying to run your app. After you've done all those steps and you've essentially come in here, in your beta testing, you need to have a tester set up. I've set up a group from a previous application that has 3 testers in it. Make sure that your email address is in the list of testers that are ready to test. Once that's complete, then be sure and click your opt-in link here. You must opt into testing in order for in-app purchase testing to work. You're supposed to normally receive this in an email, but in our testing we found that this email does not come out. You'll have to take this link and copy it, paste it into a fresh web page, and then drop it in. After you do that, as long as you're logged in correctly to your Google account, it will essentially say that and you've become invited to become a tester, click Become a Tester. Once you do that, you're now a tester and you should be ready to go to test your Google Play in-app purchase. And then the last step before actually testing the application on your device, and this will be interesting to you, you want to go back to your application, which you've already loaded to the store, go back to your app settings, go back to General, and make 2 changes. Go to your Android binary, turn release off, go to the General tab, and turn Enable Linear Debugging on, because we definitely are going to need to debug our app and ensure it's working properly on the Android store. Once you've done that, create a new build and load the build directly to your phone. Do not attempt to load the new build up to the store, and be sure to leave, do not touch the version code or the version number. Essentially, you're tricking the store and the in-app purchase module on the Google Play Store into believing that you're running the application through the distribution from the store, when in fact you're running the same app directly from your phone with a couple of build parameters tweaked. This is absolutely necessary in order to get your application to work with in-app purchases, because you will need to debug and understand and make sure your app is actually working by using the Linear Debugger. So again, release goes off, debugging goes on, and then create a new build. This will conclude this video. The next video will be actually running the application on your device and how to debug it. Thank you.